Hello guys and welcome back to the DotaBoomTV channel and welcome back to Kiev Major Qualification for group stage. And subscribe to channel, like to stream, and maybe you win the Shadow Fin Arcane final day to match live draw for stream to DotaBoomTV. Subscribe to channel, send to chat for giveaway, click to link follow for free page, and wait for final day to match. Good luck and maybe you win. Okay guys, Faceless versus Team C, best of 3 series, free match, enjoy to Dota.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. TNC's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Have better lockdown though now for the Ember with the telekinesis lift as well as the centaur stomp. So Ember's gonna have to stay on his toes a little bit.
And I think that it's something where you do kind of need like maybe a little bit more out of the last pick here as well out of the mid. OD is already taken out of the pool, as has the Invoker been. So they're gonna need. Like, I don't think that they can necessarily run the Ursa another time now, because they kind of need another way to be able to lock down that Ember Spirit since he's already so mobile. And they're going to ban out the Slark, so they can't take further advantage of that lack of hard disable. Is there anything that really fits the bill for you that you'd like to see here?
5 seconds remaining.
For the carry for Black, you saying?
Well, I was mentioning the TNC's mid, but yeah, I guess we talk about Black as well.
I mean, TNC's mid could be Juggernaut as well. Let's not.
They didn't ban. Oh wait, no, what am I talking about? I'm dumb, sorry. Continue, my bad. It's a late night.
We're not done though. After this best of 3, we're going to have yet another one. Do you know if we're doing the loser bracket first or we're doing the winner bracket?
Winner bracket happens first.
Okay, so the winner of this taking on Mineski.
Yep.
Should be exciting. Also,
we also do have the potential for a, I guess just a black hero that is able to run around constantly. We could go an anti-mage, possibly. I mean, they've run it before. You know that Black loves the hero. Do you hate it? Oh, you talked about this one earlier.
Yep. So
turn to pick.
I like Klings a bit more because they're having a more proactive game plan, and it's just a really, really good IO assassination tool, right? And of course, you have the ganking partner of Nyx Assassin, so they get to run around and do a lot of work. What you normally see a lot of times is like, okay, Juggernaut is off somewhere split pushing. He's in a very dangerous territory. He knows he will be safe because of the IO. So instead of hunting for the Juggernaut, you have Invis heroes that hunt behind for the Nyx, or sorry, hunt behind for that Wisp instead.
The pressure coming from the Clinks, the Ember, the Warlock, all of the above, not to mention the Nyx Assassin. He is just sad little IO in this one, I believe, as Faceless are going to move on to face TNC Pro Team 3. Winner makes it to the winners finals. Will be played immediately following this one. And then, of course, the winner of that game is going to be going to Kiev, representing the Southeast Asian region. And loser of this doesn't necessarily get knocked out. They're going to have to face off against Clutch Gamers, who have been a really big test.
I don't know if you want to get to the lower bracket and face Clutch.
Yeah,
that's probably not a. I mean, all 4 teams here are super strong.
It could have very easily gone between these guys, honestly.
Yeah.
Prepare
face
for
out
battle.
in these early couple of movements. You've got Sam H already down. They spot each other and now run away.
I think the lanes are going to actually favor Faceless quite drastically in most of the lanes, right? So first, Black's going to have a grand old time just laying searing arrows onto this Centaur. In fact, I am surprised that Sam H just didn't go Iron Talon and just straight up jungle. He's got boots. No style shield, no armor items. I don't know how he exactly planned to lane against the Clinks. That be answered. Shadow Fiend versus Ember, that is innately a Shadow Fiend favor matchup, but I think XY is going to have something to say about that on the Ogre, and that should give Jabs a good, 2-3 levels that he needs to actually do okay there. And then last but not least, Nyx Assassin on the bottom. He is going to have a tiny bit of trouble against the Juggernaut spin, but this is Ice. We see him win lanes that he shouldn't win, so I have a lot of confidence in him. Overall, I think Faceless is going to be okay in the laning stage.
Yeah, we got the tried and true patented double mango on ice. You love to see it on this Nyx Assassin. 6.1 regen per second before Tango's come into play. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get down there to place a ward. There is an observer ward placed by the Radiant team, which would scout out if he did move forward and place that one down. And it looks like Bounty Runes is going to be traded off evenly.
By the way, what's your personal opinion on like when you click on ward and it's literally blue that fills your eyes? Is it too bright for you?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I wish it was easier to click off of it. That's the only thing. I like all of it, but I wish that if I clicked right now...
It's gone.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the only issue I have.
Yeah. All right, looks like we're going to see a dueling mid situation here. Tim's saving for the bottle, does have it purchased, and I think it will be sent out pretty soon. And that's, I think, trying to make this XY harass not as threatening, but they're still being zoned away very, very heavily, and this is the power of Ogre.
Yeah. The unfortunate part about this is that they would probably be able to do a little bit more, but because the AoE damage comes through onto Io, he's able to take a little bit and then give the extra regen to Cuckoo, whereas if it was a different mid matchup, they could have just focused Cuckoo, and then you don't get that extra regen from the tether.
I mean, you say that, though. Tim's doesn't actually have a Tango running, so...
Well, he's got some natural, the 0.8, man.
All right, the 0.8 regen. Is that what we're...
Value.
I mean, I'm okay with you talking about Nyx Assassin's 6-point regen. Yeah. I don't know about the 0.8, dude.
All right. Well, maybe next time it will come about, but
he's got a bottle now, so then the real regen is going to come through.
Yeah. He needs to actually take some damage here to heal back up Cuckoo, and is probably not going to be able to get it off of level 2 until right about this next creep wave.
I mean, he might just take Spirits instead of Overcharge.
You think so? Maybe. I guess it's a possibility.
Or might he just leave,
I feel like Overcharge is pretty good, though.
Okay, he does Overcharge.
And I can regen back up Cuckoo, and he has a much better time in this lane. As far as the top lane is concerned, Sam H going to take a lot of harassment here. Shadow Word, as well as the searing arrows going out onto him. Always a pain in the butt. And XY push back by Rior. Not going to go on this Rubik.
Sam H actually took Hoof Stomp instead of Return. Again, I don't know how he intends to stay here in the long term, but for now he is essentially out of regen and gonna really get wrecked.
Yeah, no poor man shield or any type of shield
boots
either.
Oh, he's gonna steal the creep wave? I guess that's one way to do it.
Yeah, this is an interesting way to try and play this lane. The problem is that you're gonna run it back into Ice again. Excuse me, Nuts. Yeah. God, they need to change that name.
Ice is the sponsor. You can't change that name.
That's fair enough. You gotta keep the sponsors happy. Yeah. But the other thing is that even when he's tanking these creeps under tower, it's gonna hurt a lot more than it otherwise would have.
Yeah, you could do the ring around the Rosie, so it's not that bad.
No.
All right. So as per usual, Ice is finding a decent amount of CS under tower, at least more than the Centaur.
Yeah, and we'll be able to probably sustain in this lane. Kill potential-wise, it feels like it has to come off the back of a Reor lift and then a spin. How possible do you think that is in this lane? Is it hard to get?
Very, very not possible. Maybe a level 3 spin. Like you can see it happening, but you basically need to harass Ice down to maybe about 70% health. But then because of his height innate region, I just don't see that happening with the Rubik. So unless Ice really heavily messes up, I don't think he should die.
Maybe if Io moves into that lane as well with spirits or something like that. But they're actually going to end up coming back in now with Sam H. And they might try to enable this lane a little bit more since Cuckoo has already gotten off to a hot start. And with the boots as well as the bonus movement speed from Tether, they could possibly make something happen on the Warlock up here top.
I mean, the problem with this combo is because Centaur's only level 3, they don't have enough burst damage to kill Nuts altogether, right? And he gets to just like put a Shadow Ward on himself and run away. Oh. I say that though, they're making it go here. The Tether movement speed slow is a thing, and now body block here from Tims. Sorry I ever doubted you, TNC. First blood gets picked up here, and the bottle regen is gonna allow them all to heal back up.
I think it's that level 3. It comes in, you get the 2 points in double edge, 250 damage and slow. Rough life.
That's a benefit of not having a point to return, right? You just get that burst on 3. Mid lane looks like XY is threatening to go for a kill. Nope, he's gonna walk back out.
They will spot Reor moving in. I believe that's why they decided to back, although again, Flame Guard with a haste rune. This is a bit of a scary moment if Cuckoo is not careful, but they didn't know where the Wisp is. Now they might spot Tim's moving in.
4-hero rotation mid? Is that what's happening?
Raven? He might be in trouble, though. If they're able to find the Impale, they're moving in now. Don't have the Fire Blast, though, and both the Healing Ward that stops him.
The Healing Ward's outrunning XY.
Raven just playing a little bit with the Ogre. And spins
nice
away! XY in some trouble!
Dude, Raven, what a player.
That was so well played by Raven.
Yep. I mean, the cool thing is it's like an online match, right? If you do that online, you're like, okay, yeah, you know, good move.
Yeah.
This is some ping involved, so.
That's the ultimate Jebaited right there. The 25 gold from the Healing Ward.
Yeah.
You can't even take it down, and then he kills you.
420 movement speed, man. It's hard to catch.
Yeah. All right, Sam H. Still no points in return as of yet, but level 4 hanging on to it if he wants to go for like the double hoof. But yeah, it does finally take it now. So harassment going to come less effectively. You have a Mango on Juggernaut, so he should be able to spin away if things get a little bit too hairy down here bottom as well. And in the meantime, time to fill out these stacks and get some more farm into the hands of Cuckoo.
Yeah, I think Tim's begun stacking this camp right when the game begun, or you know, when the stack was actually possible. And
right.
Oh, look at that regen with the Tether, the Shrine. Oh.
No value.
Yep. XY comes in. It's like, where did the stack go? It's gone.
Yeah, wanted to steal some of the experience for it. He's level 3. Take a look at the IO, up to level 4.5 now.
Mm-hmm.
And by and large, a really good laning phase for TNC.
Yeah, you know, when you asked me to predict the lanes, I thought the mid lane would have done much better for Jabs, simply because I thought the Ogre effect would have been much stronger. But then I did not personally take into account of the IO being mid, right? That made all the difference, giving so much regen. And now if you look at the CN's differential, Jabs is, what, 12 behind to the Shadow Fiend? And it's only going to get worse as these two passively stand here and trade last hits.
Yeah. Well, and the other nice thing, I mean, you have to be a little bit concerned about for Faceless is that Black is having a really good game. You got the kill from Jug, which helps mitigate that a little bit, but they're going to need to find a way to deal with the Clinks, and he is still always going to be able to kill off Tims, as Tims does run into XY and going to throw those spirits at him.
Yeah. I mean, it would be a godsend for Tims if he could get himself a Ghost Scepter, but I don't know how he's going to manage that. Pretty expensive item for a support.
Do you think it's worth it to rush it in this matchup?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, it's cost-benefit analysis, right? If you get the Ghost Scepter, you could also say, look, I'm pretty close. If I'm going to spend 1,600 for Ghost, why don't I just get a mech?
Right.
So it just comes down to priorities, right? Is it more for yourself to survive? Is it more for your teams? See how TNC make that decision. We're going to see Raven porting up top. I don't think he got spotted by any particular ward just yet. As I say that, though, Black runs through. I don't know if we got vision, and now it's going to be Nuts. Probably going to go down. Eats a hoof stomp and a spin.
He knew what was going to happen. Yeah. As soon as they spotted him right here on the side, yeah, it was over at that point. But Klink's going to try and get a counter kill. There is a sentry ward here. He's just outside of range. He's going to go now. Stampede already out.
Very, very unlucky for Jabs because he went for the slight chain, but it bounced off to the creeps on the side. And then a very quick reaction by Sam H popping that center ult just to make sure that Cuckoo does not get ganked.
And I think it's also, you know, a really indicative of like TNC's map awareness. They moved up there trying to find the kill. Oh god, Nuts I think is dead again. They moved up there trying to find the kill on the Clinks and couldn't quite find him, and so they.
Are you sure he's dead?
Oh my god, they just continue to chase. What? The jukes? He goes back the other way. They bring in the courier to try and spot it. Does he get the courier kill at least? No.
I mean,
wow.
Make them work for it, right? And that courier, is he going to snipe on the way out? Black's thinking about, oh, courier!
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Be able to do it.
Radiant's
I thought for a second he was going to get out too.
You could lose a lot of people in that ring of trees if you know the trees to cut.
All right. So, as we were talking about, I think just the awareness that Clinks was gone, so he's probably going mid to kill the Shadow Fiend. That's the hero you're going to want to go on. They make sure that he's out of position to not get caught.
Bottom. XY's level 3, dude.
All right, he's getting body blocked by Tims as well, and he's just gone. The lift back now. Oh, misses one raise, but they still find the kill in spite of that. So they defend the tower, they take the top tower, all over the map right now. TNC are really pulling Faceless stretched thin.
Yeah, and remember that game that you casted earlier where Jay was playing Shadow Fiend? When you have a very snowbally game like this and Shadow Fiend gets completely out of control, it's so hard to rein back the game because he's so good at dealing with objectives and he's so good at winning team fights, right? Like you just want cores to be able to do both. And Cuckoo is, you know, on ramp for one of those games. So I'm gonna say Faceless need to stop the bleeding right now, or this game could just be effectively quickly taken away from them.
And IO helps to ensure that as well. Like every little bit, you can be even more aggressive than they were in that other game. Black might spot him out now. Thinks about going on it. Invis rune, pop it, Tims.
A little bit too late. The Fate time.
Well. That's unfortunate, and that's what Black is going to be doing this game. He just finds a little ball of light and pops it.
And when I said stop the bleeding, that's exactly it, right? You just pick off random heroes, make sure TNC can't group up as effectively, make sure that they're always kind of running around instead of going for kill you. They're trying to like go back to the fountain to heal or whatever, and just elongate the game, right? You need time to catch back up. I mean, look at XY. He's barely level 5 at this point.
Yeah, it has not been a great one for him, and. Granted, he is still an ogre, so it's not like the worst thing in the world if your ogre is behind. That's the hero you want behind. The problem is that it's also the warlock who has 500 net worth. He has an iron branch. That is the only thing that is non-consumable in some fashion.
That feels bad, man.
Boots are a dream right now. He missed the CS, so he can't even finish those off. Nuts. Somebody get this man some farm.
All right, Black is on the hunt. I mean, that is the beauty of having a core like the Clinks, is that you get to, you know, make space and hopefully allow your other cores or support to get farm, but that's can't even farm from here. He uses about like 10% of his net worth to TP away.
All right, we got Boots, maybe? Come on now.
All right, that's Boots gold. He's good. Did it.
See if he buys it. They're smoking down towards bottom. They want to try and find a kill here.
They got the rock too.
Yeah. That is something he's been able to get, if not net worth at the very least. Oh no.
Spin has been used. He's dead.
Raven, this is a problem. If they can find the initiation angle, they haven't found the stun. Stampede away. All right. Again, heads up play. They make it out. At least for now.
They need to keep running right now. It's going to be them running straight into the tower. Reor. Oh, he cancels TP, I believe. He's just dead here.
All right, going in. They're TPing to trying to find against this. They realize he has level 6, is going in. CMH stun. They end up stunning the relocate. Fatal bonds onto all of these heroes. If they can manage to just pull out a little bit more damage, they're going to kill them all off. But it looks like instead, Faceless not able to deal with this. Black almost dead. Oh man, that was a huge play. The fact that they were able to make that happen, Cuckoo not gonna die to that either. Jab's just gonna get ran down himself. Black wants this kill so badly, but it's not there. 30, 20 HP, 18 in fact. They got it.
Oh my god. Nobody grabbed the aggro. I don't know how they can. Raven taking a ton of that damage as well. Sam H thinking about going back in. Very low HP pull. Ooh, misses that hoof stomp. Overall, I think that's still an okay fight for TNC. Although, Teamfight Recap, please rescue me. Is it popping up?
Yeah, it should be. It's looking like it's still okay for them. And a 3-for-3 exchange. If Shadow Fiend got out right there, it would look very different.
Oh yeah, they would have heavily won that team fight. That Fatal Bond from Nuts. I'm pretty sure he just like tripled his net worth. Yeah, he did. He's up to like 2,000 net worth now.
It is crazy. All right, yeah. So Boots no longer a dream. He literally did not have Boots before that fight, and now he has Boots earned and Magic Stick. He bought some wards.
Look at Nuts rolling in right now.
He's happy.
All right.
So 13 minutes in, and I'm looking at the Raven build, going back now for the Manta style. Obviously wanting to be able to take off the chains and everything else that goes after him. We've got a Blink Dagger done for Centaur. How do you see the next couple of minutes panning out here for both teams?
Much better than the last fight for TNC. I think they're going to be on the offense, and with the Blink initiation of the Centaur, you then could use the Relocate much more effectively. Remember the last fight? Relocated Shadow Fiend, they both took an Impale, and the IO just straight up died, right? Imagine a scenario where Centaur gets a Blink in initiate, you combo that with the Relocate, nobody gets stunned, and then you just, kill people. So, I think TNC with that Blink Dagger recently picked up will ideally be able to pick up, a lot of kills.
Oh, and you can see it right now. They're already grouped together, ready to relocate. But the question is, can they find that initiation? Can they find the hero they want to kill?
Yes,
they are going to run into Black.
Where's the dust?
No, they're a little bit late. Black gets out. I don't know if he actually even spotted them. They're instead going over here on Raven. They find a kill onto Raven. A huge turn of events. The smoke gets broken. They don't find the dust, and instead they kill your safe lane carry.
That is not a good moment. And that's a combo that Black and Ice 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 will be going every single time. Just disappear off the map and look for picks. I mean, he was in front of his tier 1 tower farming with 3 allies nearby. And still got picked so fast that there's nothing you can do about it.
Well, looking like, again, they need to wait for the Juggernaut to be up unless they can find a good initiation. But it's so hard to find Black. He's doing a great job of staying off the map. Sometimes I think that, I think it was Aosin was telling me this, that you see Clinxes go for split pushing games, but instead of doing that, staying away and always being a threat of being able to jump out. Yep. Scary stuff.
Tower is under attack.
I mean, Raven's literally using spin to farm, and as his spin is about to end, he's giving up 3 CS just to back off. He doesn't know where Clinx is. He doesn't know where Nyx is.
Rior's been doing a great job throughout this series.
Tims? They should see Nyx on top of Sentry Ward. Now Creeps gives that away. Not like they could have punished him in any way.
Under attack.
Scary game for an IO, though.
They do have eyes on Black right now, thanks to the high ground ward. And this is important, right? Like, they don't need to kill him or anything. They just need to have an idea of where he is. And now Juggernaut should feel much safer, and he does indeed pop out on the bottom side to start farming.
And you have Centaur here waiting just in case there is a movement in, a rotation in. But you do also have the Nyx Assassin able to farm himself a Midas. 16 minutes in here, and this is a huge benefit for their later game. What was once feeling like a potential for a snowbally draft has got back dead even.
Yeah, mostly because as soon as the Centaur Blink got picked up, they haven't done anything with it, right? The smoke got broken in that previous movement. I'm not sure if they're waiting for a better opportunity. Are we going to see a smoke now?
Probably.
5-man smoke, okay.
You feel like they need to get something done. I would imagine that this is fairly well telegraphed. This lane is pushing in a little bit. Nyx is going to be pushing into the tower.
Are they going into Roche?
Oh, this would be huge. All
Might
right.
be well telegraphed, but you got to respond fairly quickly. Black running through, and you can see Rior's dropping sentries in position. They're not exactly doing the fastest Roche ever.
Black can't really approach this, though, because if he does and they spot him, which they do right now, they can go for another initiation play looking for that. They have caught him. They're going to be able to catch it. Black very low, not dead as of yet. They drop the Warlock ulti, but the Fatal Bonds is not there. Can they get anything else? Rior tried to get the spell steal, but it didn't happen, and Ice 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 punishes. But Black is already dead. They lose Tims, but 2 supports for the Warlock and that Clinx.
Well, the question is, can TNC continue the Roche? Their resources are quite low. We go in, we go out, they're not sure. They're sitting inside a Roshan pit thinking, having a tea.
They're going to send in the Golem.
Okay, Golem, check things out. Cuckoo.
Oh, they've got him. Well played there to get the Nyx. Perfectly what they needed. Now XY going to get ran down as well. No Omni Slash, but they will at least force him back for the moment. Jabs chasing forward, taking down Cuckoo. Raven maybe going to fall as well. The Fire Blast is there. They end up using the Flame Shield as well, but they're not going to be able to get it. Now the Fatal Bonds comes back, stealing Flame Shield, turning it against him. Jabs dropping low, is going to die instead. Reor keeps on making these plays.
Yeah, I mean, they still they stay way too long, right? The supports have been able to reinforce there, and because they still have that tier 1 tower, the TP is even much closer than the Shrine. With the help of the healing ward and Tim's coming back in, they're going to be able to take down the Roshan. The fight might not be over yet, though, as Black is threatening to do something here.
These sentry wards have just been so clutch, and likewise from Faceless, a little bit odd that they're not deciding to de-ward them, or, I mean, I guess if they just don't have it, they feel like they need to stay for the fight, but nonetheless, Aegis for Raven.
I really want to talk about how that team fight begun. Remember, they had vision of pretty much everyone running down this ramp, and Centaur could have easily, like, just stunned, you know, and the Clinks, for example, to get the kill, right? But instead of going for the cores, he went straight for Nuts. He wanted to get the kill before the Warlock ult came. And even though the Warlock ult came out, it was kind of a pretty panicky ult that he threw in. It honestly didn't hit too much of anybody.
And I don't think it got the Fatal Bonds on the first smash either.
Exactly, and that was so important for SamH to initiate onto Nuts over anybody else. Also, I do believe the triple remnant of Ember Spirit completely missed because of the Stampede. So, to me, the MVP of that play, that team fight, was definitely SamH. But I think Faceless moving forward will team fight much better. So, can't count on those lucky break that TNC received in the last fight.
And it wasn't necessarily even just like that they were playing or executing better. They were doing that, but more so it was also they were in a position to make that happen. Like they were sort of inside the Roche pit, but they had all of the vision in the area.
Correct.
So, well, movement now could come in again. Warlock ulti off cooldown in 8 seconds. Can they keep him here?
Raven's gonna spin and walk it off. And this is, I gotta say, one of the few games where I don't really feel Black's presence as much as he normally has, right? Normally he's like has 6 kills and he's working towards a really big items now, but he's just barely finishing his Desolator. Hasn't really done too much. I mean, he's trying to, but I feel like the TNC is really well aware of his movement, just thanks to the support's vision.
It's reminiscent of what happened in the last game, where you have this hero that's built around finding pickoffs, and he's not finding those because of the playstyle of TNC.
Right.
And now mid lane, Jabs relocated in upon, they find that kill. Warlock ulti a second too late, they are all Fatal Bonds, but there is no way to catch up to these guys. Blink, Impale, not gonna hit it. They can't quite get there in time. Stampede making it work.
And of course, the relocate returns back up top. Cuckoo still has a double damage, so that's going to be a tier 2. They are just splitting the map open. And I don't think Faceless is able to keep up. They were supposed to be the mobile team with the Clinks and Nyx. They're just getting dance circles around right now.
And the other thing is that it's not as if they're losing 5-man from this either. You can now move up here with the Centaur, with the Rubik, and have just as strong of a 5-man as you would otherwise, while simultaneously getting the split push in. And they go for the Impale, connects onto one. Raven is there. No healing ward for a second, but they take down the tier 3 tower.
Alright, Upheaval is going to make Cuckoo's retreat super
he canceled
slow.
his TP. The Juggernaut.
Oh, here comes the Clinks looking to assassinate Reor. Reor one hit away. He pops the mech back up, gets healed a little bit. Raven taking a ton of the damage. Can he go down? I do believe the Staring Arrow will take him down. So now the choice is, are you saving your core or are you not? They're saying good luck. He's out. He's going to try to spin and walk away. Blink body blocks is not going to be the play here for Jabs. Blink Impale though. Ice, ice, ice. Striking where it hurts the most, and that is the Aegis down.
Yeah, that was a really unfortunate combination there. I think that maybe a little miscommunication. The Jug wanted to go for the just spin TP right away, and then for some reason canceled it. And because of that, you know, Faceless realized that they could find that kill at the very least.
Yep.
And I think that if you instead just like get everybody out and leave the Juggernaut there at that point, it's a just tough situation all in all.
Yep.
Oh, 15 to 12. Most importantly, though, it is still TNC.
Bottom.
Are they going to get him? Okay, Sam H gone.
Yep.
They take down the tier 3 tower, but losing the Aegis and now losing the Jug and then losing the Centaur, this is starting to feel like Faceless are finding their foothold.
You can see how easy it is for these two-man gank combo to come back into the game. As soon as CNC makes a tiny mistake, the map just completely gets wide open back to Faceless. They need to continue to group up, find opportunities. I mean, there's still objectives on the map. You could take the bottom 2 tier, the outer towers. You could take the shrines. They're open to you now because you're taking the tier 3 up top. So I think TNC could still play the 5-man Dota if they like. Or if they're looking to farm, they need to farm much safer. Like Centaur cannot be miles away from his tier 2 tower.
Right. Ooh, this movement up top from Jabs. He is going to Remnant away, but they realize he was over in this area. It doesn't look like they're quite going to catch up to him.
They have vision on Tims. Is Tims just dead? Yes.
Right, Remnant forward, but
okay.
Not able to tether out.
Too much freebies being given to Faceless.
Yeah, they don't have the Underlord type of hero in this game that sort of enables everybody to stay more heavily together. It's more the Centaur in this one, and they need him for initiation, and, well, they're there.
I'm not sure whether he has vision on XY, but XY is about to run into that Shadow Fiend.
Oh my god, Black, you're showing yourself. It's going to get lifted after the fact. They've got him taken down. Oh, almost fell. They're able to turn it back around with the mechanism as well.
Oh my god, he's still alive, and
what?
They killed. Okay. That was a 10-second BKB used on the Shadow Fiend, and they got nothing out of it. And now the fight's not over just yet. Blink, Spike, Impale's gonna hit on Sam H. Sam H is looking Sam dead. Defensive relocate, though. It's gonna bring him back out. The question is TNC gonna be forced to take this fight?
Yeah, they might need to. And well, Cuckoo is here. He does have Requiem of Souls. They're just gonna go for the relocate back to Cuckoo. And that might be able to keep him alive long enough. No, Tim's is still dead.
Yep.
Assassinate.
So what looked good a little while ago, maybe off the back of that either decision to pop the scroll and then end up heading out of there, whatever the case ended up being, TNC now in a really rough spot.
Yeah, a little bit of sloppy play allowing Faceless to really make the comeback. All of that big span of comeback, I also want to remind you that Faceless has not used Warlock ult yet. So if they want to make a big objective play, which guess what, Roshan should be coming back relatively soon, it will still have that big ult available for that.
Well, net worth chart you can see has sort of been a back and forth roller coaster ride. Currently sitting at 2,000 into the favor of Faceless with 6,000 experience into their favor as well. And Sam H a long ways away from an Aghanim Scepter. Movement, they can still take some pressure as, you know, the Warlock ulti's there, and they're going to need to make something happen since he does have a Midas again. Like, they can't just sort of rest on their laurels and not pressure his team.
I'm not sure if you've been watching how these initiations are going through by Ice. He'll pop his spike and hit...
On the return?
Yeah, hit the Centaur, and then it'll proc off return. So it's just a guarantee stun every time on the Centaur.
Yeah, it's a great answer. Normally it doesn't end up mattering because Centaur is so hard to kill, but with the Clinks there, it ends up making the difference with the Deso.
Mine.
Roche being checked by Faceless has not spawned just yet.
My just reward.
And now Shadow Fiend, after the Dragonlance, Shadow Blade, and BKB, are going back for a Butterfly.
I mean, normally that seems like a very threatening item for the enemy chorus, but I think Klinks is very well paced to keep up with him, right? MKB should be coming out next. He's got the BKB already.
Yeah.
So I think for the most part, Klinks is going to be able to keep up. Especially when he's getting like free tower assets like this.
Yeah. They are going in to take down the shrines now, though. Looks like TNC, they need to be real careful. They jump in, they found Sam H. They're still in the area, though, and able to relocate him back out and away. Stealing now, the Impale. Rior has it. Are they going to go too deep for a good stun? And, well, Cuckoo revealing himself is going to pop the Spike Carapace, but now maybe in some trouble. They're able to pull him back in. Raise off the mark, and the Yule Scepter lift up. He's able to blink away. off the back of a little bit of a misplay. Cuckoo in trouble, possibly. More so is likely to be Tim's. They pop the Stampede as well. Rior blinks out away from them, but they're able to almost kill off Ices. Icy's going to be able to live through it. 70 HP for the moment. Mana burned that other hero, and now Cuckoo is going to fall as well.
That was an 8-second BKB. They have lost top racks as Black able to backdoor that during the fight. I mean, as soon as fight broken, the objective for Faceless wasn't to win the fight. It was to cancel as much TP or buy as much time as possible because they knew the true threat was at the top. And TNC, they were just stretched and pulled apart. Except Faceless was getting outplayed, but shoes on the other foot now.
Yeah, and this is what it all comes down to. Late game, or rather mid-game decision making, and when you take these fights. And this Black Clinks, it's been spectacular. He now has a BKB done, 10 seconds there and available, 3,300 gold on top of it. So
this is why you gotta ban this hero, man. Like, I don't know. I think this hero might be more threatening than his anti-mage, which I'm sure people are taking a collective gasp out there. But anti-mage, you need protection. You need to draft around it. Clinks could win his lane and affects the map so much earlier. So that's just me.
I'm with you. It's a tough one. You have movement in now, in towards Roshan. They spot it out at the very least. Going to be able to get a D ward as well. It feels like right now, if TNC want to have a chance, they need to get this Roshan and try and pressure. Late game, how do you feel like TNC fare? Is it just something like we had last game where they're always going to be behind in the super late?
No, I don't think so. If TNC and Faceless have the exact same amount of gold, I think the Radiant heroes scale much better. Like, you're talking about Juggernaut, you're talking about Shadow Fiend. I think Clinks really runs into his limit when it comes to scaling. Of course, Jabs is going for more of a magic build, so he doesn't scale as well. But the biggest problem is, this is not an even game, right? Like, TNC is working with, 75,000 less gold than Faceless, so... Never mind the mid game, or never mind the late game. I don't think TNC could make it there if they could keep playing like this.
XY also has Guardian Greaves on the Ogre, which is just insane to me. They don't have Nyx Assassin right now. He does have a TP, can get here. The question is, do they realize Roche is going on? And I don't know if they actually do. There's wards that are right outside of it, but Roche already starting to fall. They have Stampede if they need it. They're walking in. And Jabs looking, spots him, realizes it's going on, but already there's Sam H initiation onto Jabs. Can they kill him though? Spin continuing. They drop the Warlock ulti. He doesn't have buyback on the Centaur. Oh, he does now. Might need to use it and Stampede out of there. Shadow Fiend solo is going to lose that Aegis now, and well, what's the way out of this for him? I don't know if he's going to be able to make it happen. Cuckoo going to fall, Faceless with the demonstrative